Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. It is Sunday, the 20th of November. Um, for those of us in the States, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. For those of us in education, we're getting ready for the 2.5 days of complete chaos. Yes. So, anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope all of you in upstate New York have survived Snowmageddon. I can remember as a kid, I think I said this before, that we had the wicked snowstorm of 69, 70 that winter. It was crazy. And I thought I would never see snow like that again until I moved to Northeast Ohio. So, anyway, I hope you all have gotten some stitching in, some quilting in, doing all the things that make you happy. And yeah, so this is going to be again relatively short. I've been all over the place, and I'm wrestling with, do I restart something, which I have never done before. So I don't know. When you're not happy with it, do you keep going? So anyway, my biggest quilt accomplishment is that I got block 4 for Prairie Meadow done. So I don't know if I showed this last time or not. I think I was in process. I'm still struggling with getting my leaf points pointy, but you know what? Leaves aren't perfect, neither am I. So we're good. I'm happy with it. Nobody else has to sleep under it but me and whoever else grabs it, so I'm good. I also got a couple of more Dresden table toppers done. These are going to be gifts. So I have 3 or 4 more tops put together, and I have the center circles put together. So I have a couple more snowflake centers, and I have a couple snowman centers. So yeah, so that's on the list of things to do over Thanksgiving break. We get out early on Wednesday, and if my turkey is thawed out by Wednesday when I get home, I'm cooking that bird, and then I'll just heat up the meat the next day. Saves me one less thing I have to do. So yeah, my daughters are old enough that they started contributing to things. So the oldest makes a salad, and then the older twin is going to make homemade rolls, and oh my God, are they good. And that one's a double-edged sword. She lives in Alexandria, and her boyfriend, almost fiance, I love him to death. He is going to stay behind so that he and some friends who are not going to be able to get home for Thanksgiving have a chance to have a Friendsgiving. So because of that, because he'll be home to take care of the grandcats, I get to have her for longer than one day. So anyway, that being said, she's going to be here. And so I'm a little excited by that. I'm a little heartbroken by that. And her twin, who lives on the other side of DC in Maryland, we put her in charge of cranberry sauce. And we are a jellied cranberry sauce family. So when one of her sisters says, so what's she going to be in charge of? I texted her and I said, you get 2 cans of jellied cranberry sauce. So it's not that she can't cook. I just don't want to add any strain. You know what I mean? I just sort of hear, you do this. And I can do that because I'm her mother. So anyway, so we went from quilting to Thanksgiving. Oh my God. All right. So I do have a little bit of haul. So I'm in the month-to-month club from Fat Quarter Shop for the Housewives, Stitch In with the Housewives, month to month. And I love this one. This one's so pretty. I don't know if you can allow me to pull it out of the bag. I don't know if I showed this last month or not. So anyway, it's beautiful. And she used their new blue color, which is Summer Sky. There's something about blue in winter. It's amazing that when you're little, winter's like, yay, snow. And when you get older, it's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, I would like to have a couple snowstorms. Um, Maybe I'm thinking about it from a teacher point of view, but um, the kids get excited when we don't have school, but then they forget we have to make it up. And, when I tell them, well, that's not our decision, that's the state's decision. And they're like, well, that's stupid. I'm like, well, then deal with it. The other thing I got that I put myself on the list for was the Lori Holt Chicken Club from Fat Quarter Shop. So I don't know how this is going to work, if there's going to be a chicken a month or what. And I never really liked chickens until Lori Holt. So anyway, I put myself on the list. So eventually I will get a chicken. I don't know if that's going to be the first chicken or not. I went ahead, what the heck, you get the thread. And I bought, wherever it went, oh, here we go. I bought the fabric, her Barley 25 count even weave. I don't know if you could call it Lugana, but it's a 25 count even weave. So that's on my radar at some point. I bought a piece of a half yard of winter brew from a friend of mine in Vermont. And looking for something else, I already found out I had a piece of winter brew. So I got my Floss Fix, my Classic Colorworks Floss Fix. I think I showed you this last time because it doesn't look like it's unwrapped very well. But anyway, we have macaroni and cheese, goldfish, candied lambs, candied yams, pumpkin harvest, old marigold, and colonial copper. So there are some beautiful oranges. Yes, my computer does nothing for the colors, but anyway, there they are. So those will be added to the stash. I bought, being in Pennsylvania and marrying a person who is descended from Pennsylvania Germans, I have learned about Fraktur. So I bought the Fraktur Friends by words are hard today. Plum Street Samplers. So one of these days I'll make it, and I'll probably make it a pillow. But anyway, I thought it was pretty. It's simple. It only has 6 colors in it. Classic Colorworks, Cayenne, Blackbird, Fool's Gold, and Olive Branch, and then Weeks Dye Works, Oscar, and Light Khaki. And it's done on 35 count beige by Weeks Dye Works. So who knows? One of these days. One of these days, I'm becoming a Plum Street junkie. Yes. Because I also went to 123 Stitch and I purchased the American sampler. And, while you're at it, you get the threads. Can you see that? There we go. I just don't want to crinkle all the time. And I bought White Pumpkin Farm. I just love the building. Now, the building's going to take forever, but okay, because with the variegated, I'm a firm believer that if you're going to get the variegated, you're going to do one stitch at a time so you get the variegation. So, yeah, that's on the list. And another one, Pennsylvania Fraktur. I saw this on somebody's Flosstube. I can't remember what it was, but I got that one. So now I have 3 Frakturs to do. And I got Let Love Rain by Therese Kogut. I just love the blues and the browns in here. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Here it is. So that's on the list. Most of it's DMC, which is nice. So, I could see if I have some overdyes to substitute out, but who knows? Who knows? I'm not seeing the blues. Hazelnut brown, dark brown, cream, beige brown, coffee brown, gray, green, avocado, hazelnut, onyx, and Oscar. So anyway, that's on my list. And I'm in the Be Stitch Me Fabric Club, so I got my half yard of 36 count linen called Gray Magic. In the picture it looks more blue than it is, but it's really gray. It's like a grayish, dark gray black. So I'll save that for something. And then I bought a piece of Lori Holt oatmeal 25 count. Now, there's a reason I bought this. It's because I am not happy with the way this is turning out. I love the colors. But everyone, probably 99% of the people that I have seen stitching on this SAL are using some variant of a tan or a beige or a brown. And I love it. And I'm only using one thread, and it looks okay on camera, but up front, in person, in my face, it doesn't look great, and the white doesn't really pop. So I'm seriously thinking about ripping this out and starting over. I don't know. I don't know what to do, because I'm getting to the point where it says hang your stocking. All right. And if you see, oh, you can't see it. Here it is. If you see there, stocking is all in white. And I am afraid that, and I don't know if you can see it, but the white snowflakes, unless you're really, really, really up close with one thread, they don't pop out when they're all by themselves. Now, the white mixed in with like the present, even though it's one stitch, and it's right there, I'm sorry, it's in the hoop, it's in the frame, they pop. And the cocoa mug pops because there's so much white. So I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do. So I'm confused. I really am. I need some advice. I need some encouragement. I need some direction. So if you want to direct me, feel free. I don't feel like ripping this all out. Because I'm afraid once I rip it out, these threads, I don't know if they're going to mess up the fabric. And you always run the risk of pulling fabric threads. So, yeah. I don't know what to do. What do I do, people? What do I do? Anyway, I also started when I don't know where I was. I don't know if I was sitting at the doctor or where I was sitting, but I started working on another state. I don't know where I was sitting, because I rarely take it to the doctor. But anyway, I started working on, I think it's Vermont. Oh no, it's PA. That was good. I started working on Pennsylvania. Figured I should probably do that because that's where I am. So there's another state. And the cool thing about this is that there's so much of a color. It just, goes. Once you get started and you figure out, like, I'm starting in the center. Because that to me is easier on something like this. Then I'm ready to go. So I started with the top of the buggy. Didn't get very far, but there it is. I have a needle at the top. I have a needle in the middle. So, yeah. So on this one, I am using 2 threads because it's a 24 count, and when you go over 2, it ends up being 12. So it needed 2 threads. So anyway, and I always start the first thread with the loop method, so I don't have to sit there and play with catching a tail. I hate doing that. And it doesn't variegate as well when you do the loop method, but I can live with that to go through one thread. And then I start using 2 separate threads, so the variegation's better. So, but anyway, yeah. So it's in my state fabric bag. And I've decided that I really love these whole cloth bags. I have done vinyl ones, and I don't mind doing vinyl ones, but cutting the vinyl is a pain in the butt. And I mean, I don't mind sewing it. I don't know. I watched a video today, found a new Flosstuber. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go find her name. All right, I'm back. Her name is Teresa. She's in Michigan, and she is the Garden Goose Stitcher. She's lovely. She rambles like I do, so that makes her even better. But anyway, so she was saying that with her vinyl bags, she has found that when they get pressed together or it's warm, she ends up with like a ghost image of the chart on the vinyl. And that she actually had to stick them in the refrigerator to get the chart to release. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I haven't had that happen yet, but I'm interested to see if it really is true because I have a bunch of vinyl bags that I have charts in. So we'll see. But if I truly, truly, truly see a vinyl bag that I want, I am a firm believer in supporting other creators and buying from them. And I love Goose bags, and she does incredible work. She's on Etsy, and so yeah, if I really, really want a vinyl bag, I'll buy it from someone else who has the patience and the knowledge to deal with the vinyl. So anyway, so I just like the whole cloth bag. I mean, to me, it's gonna cover my stitching. I don't have to worry about sun exposure and so on. So with that being said, I have all these projects and I have the threads for them and I have the fabric for them. And I'm like, okay, you got to do something. So I got back into the project bag making zone this weekend. And I had a couple of pieces of fabric that I bought from Joann's. And I just thought they were cute. And then I ordered a couple pieces off of Etsy because, I thought I needed them. So the first bag I made was, hang on, I gotta go get it. All right, I'm back. So the first one this is the fabric off of Etsy. It is my Ohio bag because I was born in Ohio. And I quilted it in crosshatch. Now, this is how sometimes my brain works. And this is when you know it's time to stop. So I started using a friction pen to draw these lines. Now, if you know what a friction pen is, all right, it's a Pilot friction pen, all right, and it's like a ballpoint pen. And the cool thing about these is you can draw lines, and then when you apply the heat of the iron, the lines will disappear. Cool. Now, I have heard that if projects get really, really cold, the lines will come back, but I don't think I'm going to be exposing project bags to the cold. However, when you start marking lines on fabric and you realize that as soon as you go to adhere the fusible batting to the fabric, the lines are going to disappear, that's when it's time to stop. So, needless to say, this one I couldn't find my marking pencil, my Bowen marking pencil. So I said, poo, this is mine. I don't care. And right now, and if I want to wash it, I can wash it. But right now there's pencil lines, and then I quilted over it in a light blue or a fill thread. And I was going to use a red zipper, but I decided to use the blue one because I thought it matched the fabric better. And then on the inside, this is just like my Pennsylvania one. And on the inside, I have my script. So I thought about using the script at the top here above the zipper, and then I thought, no, that's too much. So, yeah. So I have no idea what's going to go in there. I might just put all those Plum Street ones in here. I have no idea. So anyway, yeah, that's my Ohio bag. I love it. Okay. Does anybody else do that? Do you pet fabric or pet your projects? Like, oh, it's done. I love it. So that's my Ohio bag. And I had these pieces from Joann's, and I thought, I can get a half a yard of each one, make a project bag, and ta-ting, I'm done. And again, my original plan had been to do the vinyl, and I just hung that up. So this one, I don't know about you, but I live for fresh strawberry season. Fresh strawberries come in around here late May, early June, and pretty much last the month of June because you have your early berries, your berries, and your late berries. So anyway, if I'm really desperate for berries in the spring, I will buy what we call imports. But they're imported from the warmer states, and I'm not saying that's bad, but the flavor isn't as good. They're whiter. There's more white berry in the middle than, it's not red and juicy all the way through. So anyway, I saw this strawberry fabric at Joann's, and I thought, okay, I want to make a project bag out of it. And then I thought, what am I going to do for the lining? Well, they had a red gingham. My stepsister, when she was in high school, called it gin sham. But anyway, so this was number 2. And all I did with this one was quilt straight lines on the machine, and they're not necessarily the same distance apart because I just used the dots on the fabric. So that's the back. I like it. So it's my spring bag. And then there's a thread. You find all your threads after you're done. And then what I did was I reversed the lining and the outer fabric above the zipper because I thought the little gingham touch was nice. And I did these on my Juki. I bought a Juki to have as a backup, and I had to take my Bernina to the spa last weekend because it was skipping stitches, and it was going to get taken to the spa anyway over Christmas, but it just went in a little early. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I know this is short, and I apologize profusely. The other thing I did was I took my quilting journal from Fat Quarter Shop, and I erased everything I had in there. You're like, what? Because I thought what I would do is I would start writing down all the quilts that I have cut out and ready to go, and I would put them in here for 2023. I also went through my cross-stitch journal, and I know I don't have every project I have kitted in here. Probably a lot of charts in here that I don't have kitted. So, I have that, and then I have my book of days. Did not get a lot done. I was being very monogamous on Christmas rules. Um, I have my Poppy for Veterans Day. And then the twins were born on the 30th, Owls and Mice, and A and B. And then Abby's boyfriend, Curtis, who will not be here, unfortunately. I even put the clock for the time change. I hate the time change. I wish we would stop time changing. Technically the time change was put into place for farmers who needed more daylight, but yeah, as a teacher, it messes everybody up. And then having it, like so close to or so close to what's that candy holiday? Candy, the one where you trick or treat, Halloween. Yeah, that was not good. So I had kids their sleep habits were all messed up, and I had candy high and candy low and candy wrappers. They're like, Miss Bender, do you want a candy? Sure, why not? Just give me a piece. And yeah. So that's what, it's one less piece you're going to eat and drive me nuts with. So, anyway, so that's where I am. And you never know, I might do another video next week because I do have off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday is traditionally a day off around here because it used to be the first day of hunting season. I don't know if it is now or not. And then Tuesday we have off if we did our conferences previously in the evenings, which my team did. So I have Tuesday off as well. And then we have the post-Thanksgiving, pre-Christmas chaos, and we get out early on December 22nd. So we have the 23rd, which is Friday, I believe, off. So that will probably be cookie baking day because you got to have cutout cookies for Christmas. And that was something my mother-in-law used to do with the kids. Well, she's 80 years old. She's 80. And so she comes over to help and corral sprinkles so they don't go all over the place. And so it's usually just her and me and if my husband's able to be there that day. And yeah, or we'll do them the weekend before. I don't know. We'll see. But it's interesting getting ready for the holiday. I don't know. I asked last week how many of you, or the last time, what you do to prep for the holiday, and I got some really, really great ideas. I've decided I'm going to do mashed potatoes in the crock pot this year. I'm going to try that. And if the bird's ready, like I said, I'll cook it ahead of time. Because, I can remember my mother getting up in the middle of the night to deal with that bird. And I'm not doing that. Of course, I never knew she was up. We always lived in a 2-story house, and I never knew she was up in the kitchen. And being in a ranch, in a very small ranch house, 50-style ranch, you can hear everything. So anyway, I'm not doing that. And plus, if I get up, the cat will think it's time to eat. So, as soon as 5 o'clock hits, she's in your face. She knows. And that time change, she was in my face at 4 o'clock. And I was like, no, I'm ignoring you as much as I can. So anyway, yeah. So that's where we are. I hope that, if I can, I will do another video next week. And I'm not sure because let's face it, how much am I going to get done in a week? And we'll see. Okay. So let's see, what do I have here? Here we go. I have, let's do a giveaway. All right, we're going to do another giveaway. I have the hands-on design. Now this is a series. I only have the one. Okay. Partridge hands-on design 12 days. So I have the partridge and the doves. And if you are interested in winning this, number one, you need to be a subscriber. You need to give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. And tell me how, if you celebrate Christmas, tell me how you decorate your tree. Okay. Do you use a lot of handmade ornaments, store-bought ornaments? Do you do the whole garland thing, the ribbons, the tinsel? Um, when I was little, um, my dad, talk about type A personality. My dad would string those big old strings, with the bulbs that were about this big on the tree. And then we would screw the light bulbs into the sockets. And you couldn't have one color too close to the same color. All right. So we'd get that done. And then we would put the ornaments on the tree. And you had to be careful how those were spaced. And then we put that stringy tinsel. Remember that stuff? And, every year, as I got older, I got a little more snarky. But the rule was you don't throw the tinsel, you place the tinsel. And so we would get to the point where we just throw it just to make, don't throw the tinsel. So anyway, needless to say, I don't even know if they make that stuff anymore, but, we never used it because of the cat. I didn't want the cat eating it. And it's going to be interesting this year because we haven't had a cat in the house at Christmas in a while. So I told my husband, I said, we need to bring, this is another story. We need to bring the tree down from the attic so the cat can get used to the idea of the tree being there. Now, the tree story, sorry, it's going to be longer than I thought. Years ago, my husband would get sick every Christmas. He'd get this cold, and we had no clue why. So the doctor said, why don't you go get allergy tests done? So he went and got his allergy test done. And one of the things we found out he was allergic to, well, two things. Number one was the cat, mild allergy to the cat. And I said, well, then you tell the kids we're getting rid of the cat. And he's like, no, 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 no. I'll get the shots for the cat. The other thing we found out he was allergic to was pine trees. Well, when you have a pine tree in your house for 2 or 3 weeks, hello. So we decided to go faux tree. Well, we went after Christmas or sometime. We had to go before Christmas because he would have been allergic to the tree. So we went. Now, I'm not a person, like he could sit here and say, that's 25 yards away. All right. So we're at this garden center place, and because somebody told me they have really nice trees. I said, okay. So we went in and we're looking around, and we always used to get Douglas firs. That was my father's favorite, the longer needle. So that's what we always got. We tried spruce one year, and you ended up sitting on spruce needles for the rest of your life if you sat on the floor. So anyway, we're looking around. I said, okay, I like this kind. And my husband's like, all right, what do you think, about 4 feet tall? And I said, I like this one. And he kept saying, okay, about 4 feet tall. I said, I like this one. Forgetting that he knows I have no sense of height or distance or anything without a yardstick or whatever. So we bought the tree and we brought it home. The twins were still in high school. I think the oldest was in college. So this was probably in the early to mid 2000s. We brought it home and pulled it out, and the twins put it together. Abby and Beth put it together, and they stood next to it. And I said, well, where's the rest of it? And he said, what do you mean the rest of it? And I said, I told you which one I wanted. And he said, well, I asked if 4 feet was okay. And I said, I have no concept of what 4 feet looks like. You know that. So this tree is only 4 feet tall. Oh my God. So I was like, okay, we have all these. The oldest loves penguins, so we have all these penguin ornaments. And Beth always loved mice, so my mother-in-law kept getting her mice ornaments. And Abby loves owls, and we kept getting these owl ornaments. And of course, we have ornaments from when they were little, and ornaments from when I grew up, and ornaments from when he grew up. And it's like we have ornaments enough for about 3 4-foot trees. So it's become a sort of a Bender family giggle every year when we put up this tree because it's only 4 feet tall. And so then he's like, I'll build a box. So he built this box. And so the tree goes up on the box. And at least it looks a little taller from the outside, but it's just funny. It's funny. So back to the giveaway. If you use the word tree. Okay, make sure you use the word tree. And tell me what are your family traditions when it comes to decorating a tree if you celebrate Christmas? Let's not use the word tree. Scratch that. We're not using tree. Let's use the word decorate. Okay, because some of us decorate for Christmas, some of us decorate for Hanukkah, some of us decorate for Kwanzaa. Some of us may celebrate, Ramadan, which is, I believe, around the holiday season, our holiday season this year. I have a student who's Muslim, and I think she told me that it's following around that time. So let's make this 2. All right, we have that one. And what else do I have? All right. Now, hang on. All right. So I have a double of this one too. So if you celebrate Christmas, how do you decorate for Christmas? Let's use the word Christmas. I know I've changed this 3 times. We're using the word Christmas for Christmas. Okay. If you celebrate another holiday at this time of year, okay, I think this one's pretty generic. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I just don't have anything that would be specifically Hanukkah or anything like that. So anyway, if you celebrate another holiday, okay, at this time of year, put holiday. Okay, how do you decorate for the holiday? So if it's Christmas, put Christmas. If you would like to win this, if it's a holiday, it's going to be Winter Rose Manor with Thy Needle and Thread. I double ordered this. Okay, so tell me how you decorate for a holiday other than Christmas, and if you decorate for Christmas, this will be the prize. Okay, this will be the giveaway. All right. Please do not use the word giveaway so I don't get some, wacko putting a comment in there. And I do apologize for my meandering. So like I said, this is Christmas. This is holiday. Okay. So, I honestly don't think I'll be back next week. I will be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll draw the recipients of these 2 giveaways and see how everybody's doing, and we will talk to you later. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and we will talk to you later. All right, take care. Bye-bye.